Hello everyone, hello everyone. It is me, Audrey Elaine with Just Be Audrey Elaine. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that bell so you can be notified of when a journal process is up for you guys. So I want to say the date, which is September 7th, 2021, and it is a Tuesday. So I don't even know if I will call this a journal process tonight, but it is what it is. We gonna say it is what it is. So I am coming from it's okay. Let me get it together. Let me get it together. So yesterday I had a breakthrough of some just raw emotions. I mean raw emotions, and I'm being honest here. That was like God. I had to do some heavy apologizing to him because I didn't give him credit on some things that it's like, okay, God, I keep coming to you and I'm asking you to do this in my life, and yet you telling me, but I'm not trusting you. All right, God, so you are, I keep coming to you for the same things, and yet telling me to like let it go, that you have me. And God, I am still having my hand a little bit in it with the fact that I'm not, I want to have it go kind of like this. And it's like, no. I thank him so much for correction. I thank him so much for correction. I thank him because I was having literally a moment of like, God, you are telling me to do things. And I truly do know that we are in our reaping season because I reaped yesterday a trueness of just his spirit. When I tell you yesterday, like late night kind of thing, and I posted it, and I really didn't want to. I really didn't want to, but I end up doing it because I'm like, I'm gonna put my raw self out there. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be true. Like, look, it is what it is, and I am like, man, I told you guys, reaping come in so many forms, but it is all God up in the mix of it all. So I am so grateful for it because, man, that was a point of me saying, okay, God, I'm going to go off of what you tell me it is. And how about I'm going to pray and I'm going to leave it in your hands and I'm going to leave it alone and not wanting to figure it out because it's like I'm not fully sure on some things. I'm being honest. I'm not fully sure exactly on it. But I trust them in it all. So that's weird. So it's like, let me lower this down. I'm going to show you guys some stuff in a minute, but I don't want to get distracted. So I'm going to trust him on it all and in it all that he is doing a work that don't involve me. It's about me, but it doesn't involve me. Not right now. I kept saying why he kept saying to me, "You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet." And I have been explaining it out. And now I'm starting to get it a little bit more and more about how I'm not ready yet because I still need the work on the fact of just letting things go, to just really truly rely on them, not just be a sayer but be a doer, not just be a sayer and be a doer, because I here it is thinking I'm doing oh so much and I'm doing things according to how he is telling me and in his word, and God, I am studying more, I am reading and digesting your word more, and I am putting it all into play, into work, into action for you. And the whole thing about it is I don't believe that anything that is great comes overnight. Anything that is worth fighting for does not come overnight. Anything that is a purposeful thing does not come overnight. And just getting it all in and having it where I truly rely on him, it's like where he's saying, you're not ready yet. Not that I'm not ready to go forth and do and carry out what he's saying. What he has for me still needs more work in the process, and what it's going to be. And I got to be okay with that. I got to be okay with it. And I'm like, God, I not giving you enough credit in the fact that it is already done. It is already said. You have already done it before I was even born, before I was even in my mother's womb. You knew this was going to happen, and it brought me back into just the hand, his hand, that truly is the cradle. So like the hand that rocks the cradle. And it brought me back that if I was in your vision, in your purpose, well before I was in my mother's womb, that I am here for a purpose. I am here to serve and make sure I do you. Because you would think that well, no, I'm not even gonna go on that, because it is what it is. What I lived and how I live, it's going to serve a purpose for him. I don't need to see it out right now. I can have it in my head of one way, but I can tell you this. It's going to be how he sees it for me. Like everything I am not ashamed of, because it's like, God, my past has truly gotten me to this present and this purpose within this present right now. And just to know that I have a strong speaking voice. Like my daughter just was joking with me, like, Mom, you hear yourself? And I'm like joking around with her, and she was like, yeah, Mom, I've never heard your voice kind of be like that. And I'm like, I nobody but God. Like, man, and I love it, because my kids see the rawness of the ups and the down, and the ups and the down. And for my daughter to come when I'm at a weak moment, and a moment of like, I am feeling like washed and going through it. And it got me to thinking of, man, the one good thing about being in the storm and having God covering me and having me in his hands, and knowing that it's all going to be for his good, is the best thing of how I get out of it, is that he's with me through it all. He's with me through it all. So the storms may be up, and it may be raging, and it may be going on all around us and everything like that. But the whole thing about it is he is with me. I have that on my chair. I'm going to always say that. It'll come up. I literally, if you don't believe me, it's right behind me. If you can see it right there, I know you are with me. And then I sit on God, because I have to sit on him, rely on him, and be in him, and trust in him and everything, because I can't do it with my own hands. I can't do it with my own eyes. I'm praying and asking and having like visions, because God, I'm like, God, come to me in a dream, give me something that I know is you and everything. But I've been doing a lot of daydreaming within him, and exploring in just dreams and visions that I've never done before. So I'm like, I'm sitting here waiting for his big old dream that's gonna come at night, and I wake up like, oh yeah, I had a dream and everything, when all along he's been with me and been clicking in visions and clicking in things all this time. And it's like, God, this is something, because my mind, that I'm thinking I'm playing pretend and imaginary stuff, and I don't even know why I'm air quoting, because but you want to know something? The biggest thing of with air quotes and everything is I look at it like, God controls all of the air and everything we breathe. People will say, and it's been on a sermon before, how the enemy kind of controls the airway, but not mine, because I truly yesterday had to say about how everything that's going up and going on and going forth, I truly have to know that the enemy, he wants to play it so we can look at it like it's something, where so we get scared and timid and frail and want to not be bold and want to shrink and everything like that, and we can't. And that's exactly why I come on and I show real raw emotions, and I carry everything out, because it helps me. The one great thing about everything that's going on with me, everything that's going on within my family and my marriage and everything like this, the devil then did something really good. He done woke me up. He done woke me up. So where he thought that he was going to break me and have me down and have my mind wandering and racing and everything, and being frail and timid and everything like that, he don't know what he just did. He don't know that what he thought was designed to break me, and take me over and consume everything about me. Literally lit a fire up under me, lit something up under me that I don't even recognize. It helped me find who Audrey Lane was. So everything that he did and tried to have it for evil, then turned around for God's good. So it was like, it was laughing, because I always say God, and I always have this laughing thing. And it's the thing of like, see, he don't know what he did. He don't know what he did. He don't even know, because even with doing this, he want to get at you. Oh, you thinking things good, things is going all great for you because you found your voice and everything like this. I'm gonna turn it up, and I'm like, come on, bring it on, bring it on, because the whole thing of it is the trust that I have in God, and knowing that His time is going to carry it out, and I am going to be. I already have spoken into being. I'm going to be something great. I'm going to be something purposeful. I'm going to be God's child forever, for going forth evermore. No more playing around for me, because my whole thing is this. I serve a life and a purpose of God's plan. I have too much in me. I have, let me put it like this. For all those years that I did a whole lot of holding on to stuff and hoarding baggage and hibernating and having myself isolated and having myself in areas of wanting to be around, but then alone and all over the place and all of that. He done woke the bear. He done woke me up. He done did something that is like, wow. And how about this? He done woke something up. And my whole thing is, don't look at it like I'm giving him credit. I'm not. What he did was he opened up Audrey Lane eyes and have it where it's like, okay, when I thought that God didn't want me, He really was like, yeah, I definitely want you. I have you. Now, do you see who you are? Now, do you see yourself? Do you see you how I see you? Do you trust yourself like I trust you? Do you trust me? So it's like, man, the best thing we can do for ourselves is to trust God, love God, and have Him reveal us to us. I say it all the time. And it helps us with self-worth. It helps us with self-acknowledgement. Do you really acknowledge yourself and love yourself? Not the prideful, oh yeah, I love myself, I don't know what she's talking about, but that kind of love. Do you love your weakness? Do you love and see your insecurities and still love them? Are you dealing with yourself? Are you dealing with low self-esteem? I'm gonna put it all out on here because I did it yesterday. My tea. That was something that used to bother me. So I would say, God, how am I supposed to be out here and speaking for you and speaking life into people and helping myself grow more and more and more and more? And then before I kept saying it, it was like, okay, what insecurity do you have? You're not lacking anything. I am a beautiful, God-fearing woman. I'm a virtuous woman. And it just helps me know, stop trying to strive for perfect. He's the only one that's perfect. You said it yourself. So why are you trying to strive for perfect? And it helps me to know all my insecurities and stuff I have and dealing with them. It helps you out there deal with your insecurities. So if I have to be the person out there to let you know, love yourself and be okay with yourself and make sure you are loving within yourself, love yourself within, love your in self, love your inside self, love your in self, love your in self. Yes, and I'm saying it right. Love your in self, your inside self, love yourself. Because if you are really together here, you won't be worrying about what you look like on your outs. Because keep in mind, God knows who you are and He loves you regardless of it all. He knows it. And not put it as regardless. He loves you, period. And I don't really care to say period like that. My daughter always laughs and jokes with me about it. Like, why you don't like it? I can't tell you why. I don't. But period. He loves you. Period. That's what it is. Start seeing yourself how God sees you. Start embracing everything there is about you. Because where you see that, oh, I'm lacking something, I don't have something, God does not view you like that. He's going to use everything that you may feel. Let's not put it for others, that you may feel, because this is about you. Love yourself. Just think. Put your testimony, because there's things about you that I said you won't know in your testimony just yet. You won't even know. I had to sit and think back over some things over my life of dealing with the fact that I was supposed to be the child that saved my parents' marriage. I was the boy. My mom had all girls, but they told my mom I was the boy. So this was going to be the child to save the marriage, and this was going to be him having his first male, the seed that can carry on the name. And that didn't happen because God had other plans. That's how you cannot tell me that I'm not here for a reason. And then if you just go off of that, then they never looked at the clock of when I was born. So I don't know what day, they don't know. I know what day I'm born on. Wasn't supposed to be here because literally my mom, I was the longest labor she had, and literally it took everything out of my mom and everything out of the fact of me. I wasn't supposed to be here. I was not supposed to be here. I literally, I believe they said I died like 2 or 3 times, born with walking pneumonia. My mom couldn't take me home. I had to stay in the hospital. When I tell you, the fact that I am here lets me know, God, look up chosen one. Chosen. I'm destined for greatness and something for him. And not for Audrey Lane, for him, for God to come through me, for God to speak up out of me, for him to connect, for you. Not, and I'm pointing to you out there, not Audrey Lane. God has me here for a reason. So whatever your story is out there of your how you was born, how you came into this world, how you were in poverty, I'll speak about me, and maybe you can identify just a little bit. But I want you to identify more with God, that he is the one that is doing it in your life. He has you here for a reason, for him. So if he has to come through me for me to sit here and tell you what you're worth, I'll do it. So I was not supposed to be here. How I was born, supposed to save a marriage. So let's get on to that. That's why I said, God, everything that's going on with my marriage, I'm going to break cycles with not just my family, but other married couples out here. That's why I want to start the nonprofit, to help married couples go forth and grow and do and make sure they keep God incorporated with everything they do in their marriage and in their homes and with their children, their finances, everything. So I am going to be here to help with marriages, no matter how mine is going, no matter how mine is ending. It's going to be okay. Because see, what the devil thought was going to be a breaking, literally was. It was a breakthrough for me to say, yeah, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help married couples go. I'm actually doing interviews with my married couples now. And people go through it. Be your honest, true self. Because a lot of the times, us as wives and them as husbands, we need to know that they're a we. We're we with God, and he's going to see us through. Open up, because we can't see what men see and go through, and yet they can't see what we go through and really who we are. And you would think that, like, well, why you marry him? Yeah, sometimes that don't how it be, don't be how it plays out. That's where you can actually sit down and discuss and grow. Because marriage is not some sprinkle cupcakes and go for having lovely bubbly and everything. That's sickness and health That death, do we part? That's real. What are you going to do when one of y'all gets sick? Do it turn into hatred? Because I tell you, for mine, I got sick and it turned into hatred for me. So I want to go out there and let married couples know, be prepared. It's not just words that you are saying. These are vows that you are taking. They're a vow. They're a vow. And more importantly, your spouse is just a human form. But the vows that you take are to God. Because his whole thing is he loves you through sickness and health and death. Do you part? But yet you don't part from him. You come to him when you are honoring your vows, and you are not just honoring a vow is one thing, but are you living your life with God? Are you truly a God-fearing man or woman? There's a lot that goes into play with us who live in our lives through Christ. It's the hardest job that we will ever do. And then comes being that spouse, that wife, that husband, that mother, that father, that sister, that brother, that child, through parents and everything. But the child through Christ, that's a hard job. But it's a worthwhile job. It's a job that's going to lead to a greater purpose than you can even imagine for yourself. That you can even imagine for yourself. So I want to be here to let God speak through me. And how can I help? So God, give me knowledge. Give me everything. And I'm not even going to keep repeating it, because it's like, let it be still. Let it go. He's going to do it. He got me here today to do this, because yesterday I didn't know I was going to stop. Like, man. But then it's like, what are you seeking? Because yes, this process is, for me, it's a live, it's a YouTube thing, everything. But it's like, God, would it be wrong or selfish for me to just give up and stop? And that's where it's like, oh, you can't do it, because this is not about you, Audrey Elaine. It's about all the others that God needs me to connect with. It needs where, not me, he needs to connect through me. I'm just a vessel. I'm just a vessel. I love being on here and expressing out true feelings. I've never done that before. I think I cried more on here than I probably ever cried in years. And then especially after my mother's passing. And it's been a great thing for me to actually come on here and show y'all the rawness. Not every day will I be on here and I'll be like how I am now. But I want you to know I am true. I'm raw. I'm being just Audrey Elaine. Self-love and self-care. I say that often. Every day. Love yourself. Love God. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Sit with yourself. Write everything down in a journal. If you got to get a key lock journal because you don't want nobody to get it, fine. But write all your insecurities out, your doubts, your fears. And after you write all of that, then I want you to go and I want you to write how God views you. He loves you. He cares for you. You're his child. You are a virtuous woman. You are a glorified king if you're a male. You are present. You are adorable. You are loving. You're honest. You're trustworthy. Write all of that. Write everything out. And if you don't know what it all is, ask Google. What are some good traits? And I guarantee you, they down inside of you. You may just need to ask, like, Google. You might. I use Google for a lot of things. Don't go off of, don't ask anybody yet. Don't ask somebody anything, because that will be stroking your ego. Because what if they say something you don't want to hear? Then you may be upset. Or if they say something you want to hear, then your ego is stroked. Trust God in the process of you doing it. He's going to reveal some things to you. He's going to let you know just how strong you are. There's nothing weak with you. Your weakness is where God is like, see, I needed you to see that. Because you're actually stronger than whatever you may feel. Nobody can make you feel the way you feel except for yourself. It starts with us. We are the common denominator. Before we want to place blame on anyone else, view yourself how God views you. Then when people who then wants to come up and say something, you can tell them no, because you're no longer viewing yourself as a victim. You're no longer viewing yourself as not worthy. You're no longer viewing yourself, oh, I have an insecurity of my mouth. I have an insecurity of how my teeth look, how my body looks. No. View yourself how God views you. He tells you it every day. When you wake up and you say good morning to him, he says it back. He says it back. He says, I love you, child. Are you listening? Are you trusting his voice? Because literally, like I said, I was having issues. However, that issue was so real for me to be like, God, I'm going to leave it alone because I know you are here. So for me to be like, oh, I'm thinking about this voice that you're going to have an encounter with me. It don't always be with a voice. Encounters come in many forms. He comes to me in many forms. And I have to say, you know what? No more am I going to do this. I'm going to trust the fact that you said you are here. I can't even tell you why I wrote that, but I wrote it, and now it has me when I have my face in my chair, because I turn around this way and I face my chair. That lets me know, and now I know today, because last night was something. It was raw and real. But yep, that trust is there, and it's going to stay there. I'm not letting the enemy get me all tricked up. I'm not letting him do this no more. Because, see, he didn't poke the bear. He didn't woke me up. He didn't did everything he did. And how about this? Now he better watch the heck on out. He better watch the heck on out. And I don't cuss no more. But if I ain't even going to put no cuss word in there. No cuss word in there. Because if I would put one in there, the one thing that would get him is Jesus. Now what are you gonna do? Jesus. Now how you think you gonna break me? Jesus. You want to get me all tricked? No, Jesus. Oh, you want to come up against my children? Jesus. Oh, you want to try to get in my mind? Jesus. Keep on saying Jesus' name. What he gonna do? He can't beat him. He can't fight him. He can't do anything. Jesus. If you in the middle of having a conversation with somebody and you feel like something coming up and you don't know how to do it, Jesus. Just go. That cusses him out. Jesus. That lays him right where he go. That he goes away from that. Jesus. Call on Jesus' name. Use it. It holds power. It holds power. When things come up and he wants to get into your home, Jesus. A lot of the times things that's going on around us and family members and friends and everything, they don't even realize that the enemy has a hold on them. Jesus. You say it. And truly believe it and keep on going forward. His name holds power. You tell him you can't have me. Jesus. Jesus has me. I'm his child. I walk. I breathe. I live. I go. I do. I move. I trust Jesus. Yeah. I ain't even do my prayer call for today. Let's see what it's going to be. I have talked about your faithfulness and saving power. Your unfailing love and your faithfulness, Lord. Do not hold back your tender mercies from me. Let your unfailing love and faithfulness always protect me. Don't I tell you he turn up and he comes up right on time? This fits exactly what it is. You guys won't be able to see it. But, and that's Psalms 40, 10, and 11. Man, the Lord. You guys have a great evening. I wish I could go more into it, but man, he didn't, yeah, man. Mm. Yep. Go for it. Don't you be afraid. Don't you be scared. And I'm saying this to myself as well as you. Don't be afraid. Because the whole thing about it is, we were so, when we were out in the world, didn't nothing really scare us. We went out into it bold, acting a fool. So be bold and be in purpose for God. Yep. And how about this? I might be acting a fool now, but I'm acting it for God, and I'm not acting it. I'm doing a fool for God. I'm being so. No, I'm doing faithfulness. That's what it is. Not acting a fool. I ain't acting nothing out. Because when you in the world, you be acting. You really be out there in some things that you be like, man, because you don't know. You don't know. You just be doing things because you trying to feed this thing. And living worldly is an addiction. Living that mindset is an addiction. Being in that self-will of you just want to have everything, all the luxury things, and all the males and the females, and you want the attention, and I gotta have better, just like anything. It can be anything material. Anything material. That's a worldly mindset and thinking. Trust God. Have Him abundantly in your life. Have Him abundantly in your life. Don't you want to live? Don't you want a life worth living? True living. Don't go off of what society tells you you should look like. You should have this. Oh, you didn't work at this job for X amount of years, so you should be doing this well and everything. No. Especially with COVID now. You're not grateful that you have a life. You're not grateful that you get to come in and love and hug on your family. You're not grateful that you get to sit another day with God. You're not grateful for that. Man, so I'm going to show you guys real fast because I just had to do. Today was a different thing. I felt artsy, and I felt like, man, I want to change some things around because I just wanted my wall different, and I wanted it to speak to me. Now, it's going to be a cluttered, beautiful thing. And today's journal process is going to be exactly what it is. So the Lord is my shepherd, I should not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. Now, you know that is Psalms 23. So what happened, my journal process today is going to be still waters move. And the reason why I say that, because up top we look at it, and if we just glance and even stare at it, it just seems like it's still. No movement. But that's how God flows. Because it may be still on the surface, but underneath the current, it's going. It's moving. And that's where God is saying, you're not ready yet. Please know that I am working for you. But all you going off is visual. You going off of what you see. I need you to know. His word has us know. His word has us know. So we're looking at, oh, up top, oh, it's not moving. But if we trust in him, we know that current flows. And I'm done. I'm going to show y'all my wall. Show you like the setup and everything I have. Of just, I wanted to just do a little bit of more things and get things going. And yeah. So it's me. I love just a lot of art, and I gotta put up my Dear Woman thing. I'm going to see exactly where I'm going to put that one, and I think I may do it in a different spot. So tomorrow I'll probably show y'all where I put it. So here we go. I'm going to show y'all my wall. So I did this here. I just added the cactus, but I think I'm going to take that down and put the Dear Woman thing there. And then over here, you guys can't see because the light is in the way. I did that. And put some things up on the wall. Because I am someone who just likes all of my sayings. Be silly, be honest, be kind. Start each day with a grateful heart. Do whatever makes you happy. This makes me happy being myself. It's with us. It is with us. We are with us every day. Live your true self. Don't live what you think. You don't live the facade. Don't live this facade wanting to fit in with society. Wanting to have the latest of whatever it is out there. The one thing I want is God. And how about this? He don't never change. He don't have to get recycled back in. What was old is now new. He is consistent. He is God. He stays the same forever and always, going forth in the past. Everything. He is him and him alone. Trust him. Ask him for self-love. If you don't know how to do it, ask him to guide you and to show you how to love yourself. Say, God, please help me with loving myself the way you love me. Teach me how to love myself. Teach me how to love myself. And he will do it for you. So you guys have a great, wonderful evening. Make sure you are loving God. Make sure you are loving God. Love yourself. Love yourself. And then go out there and love on others. So you guys have a great evening. We're going to lift our hands and say, Jesus. You guys, man, go with God. Have a great evening. I will be back on with you, God willing, tomorrow. And I'm going to do my wink because I see you, God sees you, and we love you. We love you. So you have a great one. Jesus Christ. Who, Jesus?